Welcome to episode 186 of the most must-see award-winning show to ever hit the Bedford TV airwaves, or any airwaves for that matter, north, south, east, west, backwards, frontwards, diagonally, sideways, all around the world, any which way you look at it, the Wrestling Connection. I am your host, your connection to the wrestling world, the perfect Ken, your bro Ken Hill, here delivering all the news to you in pro wrestling today. Alongside me in the studio is, of course, our lovely WK Queen of PPV champion, Miss Julie Manoogian. The one-stop magic shop of the Wrestling Connection and Bedford TV, Mr. Nick Giglio, whose hand has suddenly popped up mysteriously from my shoulder. And welcoming into the into the WK studio for the first time, well, ever.
Not ever. He's been here. He has his own show, Ken.
He has his own, I mean, the WK.
Yeah, I've been here once before, though.
Yes, he has.
He popped in once before, weren't properly introduced.
That's true.
But now we will. Mr. Prakhar.
Yes.
Prakhar, would you like to introduce yourself to the WK audience? I mean, I'm sure the Bedford TV audience is very familiar with you, but just for those who tune in for the Wrestling Connection.
Yeah, no, my name's Prakhar. I go to JGMS, live here in Bedford, and I have my own show here called Video Game Fight Club. We don't do as much as I'd like to, but, you know, trying to get back into it.
Very, very, very nice. Now,
this
is your real first foray. I mean, this is trial by fire here. We got a prediction show. It's our paper preview, view.
Yep.
View. Added a couple extra views, just for you.
All right, let's hop right into this bad boy.
All right. Okay, so this coming Sunday on 24th of September, we have the Raw-only pay-per-view, No Mercy, with quite an interesting lineup. So
mercy me. What do we got first?
Mercy, all of us. Have mercy on us all. All right, so the first match, this was actually, ironically, this was just announced today. We have the kickoff match with Titus Worldwide's Apollo Crews versus the Sawsmith himself, Mr. Elias.
Here we go.
One name only, yes. So basically, this more or less just kind of came out of nowhere. There's no real build to this. It's a kickoff match. They throw this out there just for giggles. So let's just get right to the predictions. Elias has been he's steadily been showing more and more as he's been really coming to his own since just, drifting through onto Raw a couple months ago. He's picked up some big wins here and there. I'd say he's got more momentum going into this. I mean, Apollo's more or less just kind of like cruising along with Titus and Akira Tozawa, so he can afford to take a loss here. So I'm gonna go with Elias for this one.
So go ahead, Ken. What was that? Sorry,
I'm going with Elias.
You're going with Elias. Sorry, write that down, Jules.
Got it.
All right. Prakhar.
I believe I had also. Wait, no. No, I said Apollo.
You said Apollo.
Oh, you're going with Apollo. I mean, and any special reason? Or something stand out to you about him?
Not really. Sounds cool.
All right. Oh, he's Apollo.
That's all you need.
He's built like a god.
Sounds like a good enough reason.
Oh yeah. All right.
All right. So I'm gonna go with Greg's picks. Greg also went with Apollo.
Interesting.
Yep. And I'm opposite of Greg. I'm gonna go with whatever his name is.
His name's Elias.
Elias. Thank you.
Elias. That's either bad or good, because Prakhar, a little running gag we've been having on this show is that Mr. Nick right here has been trying to achieve the perfect zero.
Nice.
Because we've actually found it's much harder to achieve an absolute zero than anywhere near a perfect score for a pay-per-view.
Obviously.
So basically, if he ever goes the same way as me, it's either a really good sign or a really bad sign for me.
Wait, has a perfect score ever been attained on this show?
Never, actually, no. A perfect score has never been attained. It's always been a point short. But at the same time, Nick's just as often finished with 1 point for a pay-per-view, and 0 has never been achieved either. But we found it's much easier to achieve a near perfect score than it is to achieve an absolute goose egg. So.
Okay, I would like to make my pick. I think Elias is so annoying.
Well,
and,
that's
okay, and he
that-
is the
he's doing his
biggest
job.
heel. So I think they are going to have him win, just because they want to, promote him being the heel.
Well. I mean, yeah. I mean, he's had a great gimmick. It kind of reminds me of the Rock during his Hollywood gimmick in 2003. How he would come out, play on his guitar, and just and
so
just riff
so
on
Prakhar
each of the
knows,
cities.
this wrestler comes out.
And
for
it's
every match.
actually getting him over the audience. I
He
mean, he's been getting
plays,
some good
and
reactions.
He sings can you hear me out there?
Oh yeah, loud and clear.
No, just so Prakhar knows. So this guy Elias, this wrestler, before every match he comes out with his guitar. Well, not
Right.
even before his matches, but just at every whatever.
Every Raw, every show.
And he comes out with his guitar and he sings the song to the crowd. That's a complete insult to them
Exactly.
and their town.
Is great.
And he gets a lot of boos, obviously.
And
yeah,
a lot of
but
laughs
still.
too.
Yeah, so I guess this little shtick is
It's pretty good.
coming. Yeah, it's formulating.
And
something.
if I watched him in the number one contenders match from this past night on this past Monday on Raw. He was actually very impressive. He
Yeah.
showed a lot of athleticism. We didn't really see a lot of it
Right.
in NXT. So I think we're seeing a lot more about Elias than I think a lot of than people were
I think
expecting.
you either love him or hate him. If it's not your city that he's insulting in that particular song,
Well, yeah,
and you're sitting
obviously.
home, you'll find him
I mean,
funny.
even if it is your town or your city, I mean, it's always worth a chuckle or two.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go with Elias just
All
because
right.
he's got his little shtick going. So.
All right, so I got
All
2
right.
for Elias
Okay.
and three
So we
three for Apollo.
No, I'm sorry, 3 for Elias.
Oh,
and
3
2
for Elias and
yeah.
2 for
Yeah.
Apollo.
Because you
Okay,
said
there go.
Elias, correct?
Right, I said Elias.
Ken, Julie, and Nick on Elias. Moving on.
All right, so moving on to the Cruiserweight Championship match. We have the champion, the king of the Cruiserweights, Neville versus Enzo Amore. I just want Prakhar
This is
to take a
going to
look.
be a fun one.
I want Prakhar to look at this and take a wild guess which one he thinks Enzo is.
I want to say that Enzo is the guy with the white hair.
You would be correct, sir.
Yeah.
So this whole match came about when Enzo won a elimination match with 4 other cruiserweights to qualify for the number 1 contendership to Neville's championship, which he had regained after winning his rematch against Akira Tozawa. Now Neville has not been taking Enzo seriously at all. Enzo has been using several nefarious means to pick up his wins. However, that's not really going to help him in a championship situation where you can't win by a disqualification or a low blow or a countout. Enzo's got to find a way to win this match straight up versus a man who's been near indomitable in the cruiserweight division. Now, that's the analysis part. Now, personally, Enzo's just been put through the verbal ringer for the last few weeks. I mean, his promo versus his Miz's promo. He's just, everyone has been cutting Enzo down. Not that, he had far to go, considering how short he is. But, really just cutting Enzo down based on how he's been behaving outside of the ring. And honestly, I don't see that changing here. I just feel like this is just more and more punishment for Enzo. I just feel like Neville's going to pick him apart right here. I've seen some websites predicting that Enzo's going to pull out an upset right here, but I just can't see that. Obviously, the Enzo's come out under a lot of fire for his outside actions lately. I just don't see them putting a championship on him at this point. I'm gonna go with Neville to retain. And actually, you know what? I like to go with the early matches here for my lock. I'm gonna go with a lock on Neville.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I just can't see them. It's not so much. I I mean, yeah, Neville's going to dominate. I just cannot see them putting the championship on Enzo at all.
I agree. I'm going to jump in and give my pick here. I agree. I think they're going to continue to make Enzo just the loser. He's still in that loser role that, he should, they just make him out to
I
be
mean,
a loser.
Strowman ran through him on Raw this past Monday, and I see Neville doing the same.
Yeah,
Neville's just gonna
I agree. Just
Neville's gonna
treat
pick
him like a
apart.
rag doll. So I agree with that, Neville.
All right.
Prakhar, that's you.
Okay.
I think I'm going with Neville as well.
All
For
right.
no specific reason. Just, why not?
Why not?
He also looks more sane, which is probably a good thing.
Yeah, that's my reasoning.
Yeah.
I picked Neville as well.
Can't you say
I just
in
don't
professional
like
wrestling?
his face. Enzo's face just looks
Scary.
like he should not be in wrestling. And
Like-
Greg, don't forget about Greg's pick. What do you think Greg went with, Ken?
Just for the heck of it, I'm just going to say Enzo.
Oh, you're so right. And you know what's even worse?
Wow.
He made this his lock of the night.
He picked Enzo for God.
He thinks, you know what? He thinks, remember,
Yeah,
remember there's one
because
match that
Enzo
everyone,
tag teamed the
there
Big
is
Show, right?
one match that everyone thinks someone's going to win, and the other person, that's why you can never get a perfect 0 or a perfect score, because there's always an upset. He thinks this is going to be that upset. So
I guess I could agree with him. I guess I agree with him in that sense. But I mean, this is one case where you just can't. You can't.
you know what? Tell that to Greg.
Okay, I'll tell it to Greg. Greg, it makes no sense, even for you.
Okay. Next one, Ken. Moving on.
All right, moving on. All right, we come to the second championship match of the evening. The Raw Tag Team titles: Ambrose and Rollins versus Cesaro and Sheamus. Now, obviously, this came about after.
Is this it? Yep.
Yep, there you go. All right, now the way this came about, obviously, is that Cesaro and Sheamus were the former champions going into the last pay-per-view. Lost the tag team titles to Ambrose and Rollins, of course. Former tag team champions got the rematch clause, cashed it in, and they got the match here. Now, Cesaro and Sheamus picked up a big win in a triple threat tag team match from this past Monday over Ambrose and Rollins and the Good Brothers, that being Anderson and Gallows. So obviously Cesaro and Sheamus have some momentum going into this. Now, a lot of noise has been made about how supposedly this whole feud is actually building up to Ambrose, right here. Ambrose turning on Rollins based on their past history and the fact that Ambrose probably still doesn't fully trust Rollins and wanted to stab him in the back before Rollins could stab him in the back like before. Now, I think that will go down at some point. I just don't think it's going to be this Sunday. I think this is going to be a slow burn. I think they're going to work up to the point where Ambrose turns on Rollins, but I don't think it's going to be this Sunday. So I'm going to go with Ambrose and Rollins to retain right here.
Who are the other two?
Cesaro and Sheamus.
Cesaro and Sheamus. Thank you. Sorry.
The one's on the right.
So you're picking team left over team right.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, this would be my
Stage left.
stage left. Yeah.
He's picking Ambrose and Rollins.
So Rollins.
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 All right, I agree with you on this.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Good. It's going to be a tiebreaker. I think it's going to end up being a tiebreaker with you and me, Julie.
Do you?
I got a gut feeling about this, and I know never to distrust my gut.
Okay, very good. All right, we'll see. I'm not making it my lock, but I'm going to agree with you on Rollins and Ambrose. Okay, who's next?
All right. Prakhar.
Prakhar is next.
I'm also going with Ambrose and Rollins.
All right.
And I think I will make that my lock.
Ooh, there we go.
Which I think is a bad idea, but I don't really
Don't
care.
be aggressive.
Prakhar, you get. I mean, come on, Prakhar. You get, like I said,
Be aggressive.
This is something you gotta be sure about.
Yeah.
You gotta be 100% on this.
All right, so
Well, I mean, I'm like lower than 50 on all of these, so. Well, what am I gonna do?
so Greg and I both went with Cesaro and Sheamus.
All right. So you guys both. All right. So three for Ambrose and Rollins, 2 for Cesaro and Sheamus. All right.
Yep, we're both with Cesaro and Sheamus.
All right. So now we move on to the next match. This is the rubber match between Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor. As you can see, man to man. So basically, Bray's been telling Balor, okay, leave the face paint at home. Come face me man to man, leave the demons behind.
Is this the right picture?
Yep, that's the right picture. You got it. That's Finn Balor. That's Bray Wyatt. All right, so yeah, we got the rubber match right here. So the way this has come up, the way this has been built up is that over the last couple of weeks, Bray Wyatt has actually been assaulting another superstar who prides himself on an alter ego based on face paint, that being Goldust, a.k.a. Dustin Runnels.
A.k.a. Ken Hill. I must say, I was very, if you want to take a slight detour, I was very impressed. Very impressed.
Thank you.
You know what's even less impressive? The fact that you got 2 points and still didn't win. Yeah, not that one. I don't care about that belt. I care about the belt Julie has. Julie has the belt.
Julie's belt is the real belt.
Yeah,
Julie's belt's the only belt I want.
care about the belt that will get me back to that belt. So
I didn't have to put any gold on.
There was a whole lot of claim in that video that Julie showed me that we still haven't made yet. Sorry. That you were going to win again. And I laughed and said, I really don't think he's going to win. And guess what? I don't think you won that belt. The king of the belts is the only one I care about.
And you still haven't reached your perfect zero, Mr.
Have you tried to reach perfect zero, Ken?
I don't believe in achieving perfect zero. I believe in being a perfect champion.
Is that a champion belt? Or is that a pity second place belt?
Yeah, I think that's the second place belt.
I think it's a second place belt. I think that's the
belt.
belt. The belt I'm pointing at
You've
right
held
now
this
with
pity second place belt once upon a time, Nick.
Yeah,
so.
I know, and I cashed it in and won again. Only one to do that.
Actually, no, you're not the only one to have done that.
Excuse me. On your website, it says so. So.
Let's see. Zach actually cashed in it at WrestleMania 33 and won it despite losing out on his prediction. So he's actually got one up on you.
I don't watch wrestling. Moving on. Keep going.
Moving on. Thank you. All right, so the point of this is Wyatt's been trying to play more and more mind games with Balor, saying that without the demon, you are nothing. More or less what Bray's trying to the point that Bray's trying to convey to Mr. Balor. So Balor has agreed. We got the third match. Wyatt won the first match. Finn Balor won the second match. So of course, who is going to win the third? Now, honestly, I mean Bray made the challenge, but I think Finn's going to come out on top in this one. Okay, look, Finn's got more upswing. He's got more potential for future storylines in 2017. Wyatt's not going anywhere. I mean, he's more or less like Elias. He's just drifting throughout Raw, just kind of rambling on. So I know, kind of appropriate coming from me, right? So I'm going to go with Finn with this one. I think this one's another cut and dry one. I think Finn's going to come out on top. So Finn Balor for me.
You said Finn. All right. Oh, sorry. Let me bring us back here. All right. Julie, you want to go next?
Yeah. I'm going to disagree with you here.
Really?
And I'm going to go with Wyatt on this one.
So
it's just a gut feeling. You know, there's always a surprise one that's unexpected.
But you don't have a substantial gut like I do. Are you sure you can trust it?
I don't. So instead of my gut, I'm going to go with my brain.
Your brain.
Which is also not very substantial.
Oh, come on, Julie.
Women's intuition.
There you go.
We'll
Women's
blame
intuition.
it on that.
There you go.
Okay.
A woman just knows.
Motherly instincts. We can pick one. Oh, Prakhar, you're up next.
Well, you said that he's kind of an underdog. Who doesn't love an underdog? I will go with Wyatt as well.
All right.
Wow.
I mean,
All right.
she's a champion. She must know what she's talking about.
All right.
So let's see with Nick.
Ken, I'll help you with this one. I'm going to go with Finn Balor.
Uh-oh.
And Greg.
What's Greg's pick?
What do you think Greg's going with?
This one's a toss-up. Finn.
No, he's going with Wyatt.
So
I'm
3
so
for
right.
Wyatt,
Bearded
2 for
brother of Wyatt.
I'm kind of surprised right here. I mean, I don't see what a win here does for Bray, honestly. I mean, he's not looking to challenge for any championships anytime soon. Wins and losses don't even matter to Bray. So, I mean, a win matters even less for a guy like him and more for someone like Balor. So,
we shall see what we shall see.
Right.
Moving on.
Okay, moving on. All right, so I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this brings us to our to our next championship match. This one for the Intercontinental Championship. The champion, The Miz, defending against Jason Jordan. And before we get into the match, I'd just like to offer my congratulations to Miz and Maurice, who announced this a couple weeks ago that they will be having a baby. So
Who's having a baby?
Miz and Maurice.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to them, to the happy
Excuse
couple.
me, I would like to say something here.
All right.
I have a hunch that's okay. I just have a hunch that maybe she really isn't pregnant, that there's going to be some fake story here. I just find it hard to believe that. I just have a hunch there's going to be a twist to this.
Oh, come on! You really think? I mean, you really think they would do something like this? I mean, you had John and Nikki go through the whole proposal thing at WrestleMania.
Right.
You saw how sincere Miz was being, like when he had Maurice announce the pregnancy.
Yeah,
on
he
Raw.
did look. I don't know. I just have a hunch they're going to do something.
Okay, well that's
unexpected around this.
Well,
let's keep our eye on what they're
I mean,
going to do.
It's
is she going
9
to come
months.
out?
I mean, you got 9 months.
Is she going to come out in the ring supporting him with the growing belly all along? Whereas we haven't seen we haven't seen Nikki. I mean Bella. I mean.
What do you? Yeah, moving on.
We haven't seen.
She's tired.
Julie, what?
Anyway, I have a funny feeling there's going to be a twist to that.
So you think? So what do you think? Well, what do you think the twist is?
I don't know, but something shady, something twisty is going to happen.
So
with this.
You think this is going to be like some 9-month convoluted storyline that culminates with some like grand accomplishment by the Miz, like pulling the wool over our eyes about something?
I don't know, but all I'm saying is I have a hunch that something twisted, something is going to happen with this storyline. I'm done.
Julie, I think you've gone a little too into pro wrestling. That's coming from a guy who's been watching it for like 16, 17 years. I mean, look, I'm happy for them. I mean, look, Nikki.
Not saying we are. All right, make your pick.
Oh, okay, Nick. All right, relax. All right, so this whole thing came about when Jason Jordan won a six-pack challenge, #1 contenders match this past Monday to become the #1 contender for Miz's Intercontinental Championship. Now, Jordan has faced off with Miz a few times in the past, has come up short against him every time thanks to either Maurice or the Miz Taraj. Now, Jordan, and not to mention that Miz has been saying several derogatory, although somewhat truthful things about Jordan's father, Kurt Angle, basically calling Kurt a deadbeat, telling Jordan, well, he, even at the end of the day on Sunday, he'll still be a, well, you know what.
Hopefully I do. All right, what do you got?
Oh, okay.
No, I'm kidding. What's up?
I'm the one in the rush, Nick. You're. All right. So anyway, Jordan is doing this to not only one-up Miz, but prove to his father that he can stand on his own without all the accusations of nepotism going on, apparently, in the Raw locker room. Now, that being said, Jordan has had a couple of good showings against both Roman Reigns and John Cena. However, those were both losing efforts. Jordan has not been made to look all that effective since coming on to Raw. Okay, he hasn't looked good on the mic. He's only started to look good in the ring. He's showing some intensity, some anger, much like his father. So, do I think that means that equals him winning the title this Sunday? No, I think it's still too soon for Jordan. I feel like he's still trying to find his legs on Raw as a singles competitor. I'm going to go with Miz right here. I think Jordan needs a real
voice of reason. You going with the voice of reason with the Miz?
Yeah. I think Jordan needs a real shift in attitude before like he really can be an effective champion in any role, whether he's going for the Intercontinental title or even someday for the Universal title. I think he needs a real change in attitude before then. So I'm gonna go with the Miz to retain. There's no real reason for Miz to get derailed at this point.
All right, I'm going to agree with you on that.
All right.
Prakhar.
Prakhar.
All you, baby.
You know what? I don't think that Jordan used nepotism to get to where he is. I think that.
Well,
Jordan can win.
no, I'm saying accusations
Well,
of nepotism. I'm not saying
still.
that he actually. I mean, if you actually remember, I mean, from this past Raw, it was originally a fatal 4-way match.
Well, yes.
But Jordan insisted that
Obviously.
the Miz Taraj get inserted into the match just so there would be no excuse when he won, which he did. So now Jordan has a chance to like get revenge and avenge like what's been said about him and his father this Sunday.
Okay.
That's
well,
that's Jordan's motivation right there.
Sure, but I think that Jordan can hold his own. I'm going with Jordan.
So you think Jordan's going to be the new champion? You think
Yep.
he's ready?
Uh-huh.
We'll see.
So Greg and I are going to have to agree with Prakhar on this one.
You're
We're
going
both
with
going with
Jason
JJ.
Jordan.
It's
Okay.
a great name, JJ. So that's what I'm sticking with. JJ.
It is a good
Good,
name.
good,
J-
strong name.
JJ Engel.
No doubt the name of your father, right? JJ Abrams, JJ Watt. Like, think about all these people.
JJ
Like,
Johnson.
if your name is JJ, you're probably
what'd you say again?
professional.
JJ Johnson.
JJ Johnson. That's 3 J's, though. It's too many. All right. What do we got next? Is it the women's match? Or
Actually, yeah, we got the fatal 5-way match. Now, originally, this was a rematch between Alexa Bliss, right there behind me, and Sasha
Here,
Banks.
let me move you out of the way. Hold on.
Okay.
Whoop.
All right. So in the middle, so Sasha Banks.
Just go from left to right.
All right. So from left to right, we have Emma, Bailey, the champion, Alexa Bliss, Sasha Banks, and Nia Jax. Well, I gotta be able to point them out because otherwise.
It's all right.
Prakar's
Well,
not
you
gonna
did
know.
left to right. It's okay.
All right, so basically it was originally a match between Alexa and Sasha. However, Emma down here and Nia Jax right here both complained about not getting their opportunities to compete for the Raw Women's Championship. So they were put in a tag team match against Alexa and Sasha where if they won, they would be inserted into the championship match. They won, so they got to compete. However, this past Monday, Bailey, right here, adorable Bailey, made her return from her shoulder injury, which happened at the hands of Nia Jax, laid out the champion, Alexa Bliss, and apparently that helped earn her way into the championship match, which is now a fatal 5-way. 1 fall to a finish, no disqualification. Basically anything goes. Pinfalls or submissions have to happen in the ring, no countouts whatsoever. So yeah, I do not have blonde hair. I wish. No, but so in this case, Prakhar, just to re-enlighten you,
Yes.
we will be making with multi-man matches, well, multi-woman matches with we make 2 predictions
2 predictions.
with matches with people with 5 or more people,
Gotcha.
more pretty much. So in this
Right.
case, 5 women. Make your first pick. You get that right, 2 points. Make your second pick. If you get that right, you get 1 point.
Right. Okay.
So really, you got kind of like a 40% chance.
That's a decent chance.
Decent chance. All right. Better than 1 out of 4 before
Yeah.
Bailey got inserted. So there you go.
Uh-huh.
All
We're
right.
going
So
Julie.
actually, you know what? Since this is the women's match, I think we'll let our queen of pay-per-view go first.
I thought you always go first.
Well, she's the queen of pay-per-view, and this is a women's match.
I appreciate you offering me to go first as the queen. I got to tell you, I'm stumped on this one.
I mean, I was stumped with the fatal 4-way, and now Bailey's thrown into the mix. Now,
Yeah.
like it's a toss-up.
It's just too much.
It's a 5-way toss-up right here.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't lose sleep thinking about this last night. I'm going to go with Sasha.
All right, so Sasha's your first pick.
Yeah,
All right, so Sasha's your first pick, and who would you go for your second one?
Naya.
Not. I could see that. I could see that happening. I mean, there have been rumblings about with Asuka due to make her debut coming up from NXT. I mean, Nia would be the first one she faced. However, I don't know if it would be for the championship. I could see like Nia being Asuka's first opponent. I don't see it being for the title though. So I'm gonna go with my picks. My first pick is actually gonna be Bailey. I'm gonna go with Bailey on this one, just because, like I said,
Isn't she like the newest one?
there's still that rumored feud going between her and Sasha right here. They haven't really touched on that yet. So I could see Bayley just kind of swooping in, coming off of her injury, capitalizing, and winning the championship. And Sasha's just fed up of being kind of, out of the loop, constantly losing, and she snaps. So and there you go. And second, just because just because the only noise she's been making on social media, she hasn't really had much of a presence in this feud. I'm just going to throw it out there. I'm going to say Emma. Just because, she's made the least noise in this feud, and that's never a good sign. So either it means she's not going to have any presence at all in the match, or she's just going to come out of nowhere and upset everyone. So my first pick's going to be Bayley. My second's going to be Emma.
All right. So I'll do what I'm going with. I'm going with who's the one all the way on the right?
That would be Nia.
That's the one. Number 1, and the reigning champ is number 2.
So you're going with Nia, number 1, and Alexa, number 2.
Yeah. Prakhar, why don't you do yours?
All right, Prakhar, just to remind you.
Exact same thing as Nick, actually.
Oh, so you're going with Nia, number 1?
Nia first and Alexa second, yes.
All right. So why do you think, Prakhar?
I'm not sure.
I know Nia can be scary. She kind of has that intimidating look to her.
Why not? Also, Nick said it too, so I'm assuming.
Great.
You think I know something about wrestling?
No, but he's trying to go for perfect 0, which I'm assuming he can't do.
Yeah, you're following the man who's chasing the perfect
Chasing
0,
failure,
Prakhar.
yes.
I think a little more wisely on this one.
Don't worry about it. All right,
It's fine.
you want Greg's picks?
All
All right,
sure.
Greg
why not?
is going with Nia Jax is 1 and Sasha is 2.
Sasha is 2. Okay, there we go. Interesting. Very interesting. All right, so let's see. So far, I've made my lock. Greg made his lock.
I have not made my lock yet.
You have not made your lock. Prakhar made his lock. And Julie, I think you said you made your lock, right?
All right, well, I have 2 matches to figure it out. No,
Yep.
Julie hasn't locked.
No.
She is not
Oh, you
locked.
haven't put a lock
No
down.
lock.
Ooh, very interesting.
Put a lock on myself. All right, Ken, what's the next match?
All right, next match. This has been one of the more hyped ones. This is one of the more interesting ones right here, Prakhar. I think you want to pay close.
This one?
This one. Yeah, Roman Reigns versus John Cena. No, not. All right, so this one started over a tweet, believe it or not. Basically, these two were involved.
That's how wrestling starts, over tweets now?
Apparently so. That's
Ken, you got to tweet in there, say, I think I can beat John Cena, and see if you can get in there.
Yeah, pass.
You'd pass that up? Really?
Yeah, you think?
To get to meet John Cena, that'd
To
be
get
amazing.
to wrestle with John Cena?
Exactly.
And get my butt kicked by John Cena?
I would
No
get my
way.
butt kicked by John Cena.
I would do that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I question your love
Yeah.
for this wrestling.
We
Ken,
really
if
do.
You don't want to do that.
You want to go there? Please tell me you want to go there, Nick.
Wait, you want me to or not want me to?
Do you want to go there?
Depends how much time. Depends what time you have to go.
Oh, no, I can make time.
I don't want you to be late for work, so it's not.
I thought so. All right. So the point of this feud is that Cena's had no respect for Reigns, because Reigns has been built by the WWE, by the company, by Vince McMahon as the new golden boy of the new generation. However, Cena feels like that Reigns has not really lived up to all the potential that's been built behind him. And he even went so far as to say that Cena did, that the whole reason he is still here, that Cena's still here at 40 plus years of age, is that Roman cannot get the job done as far as getting himself over as the leader of the new generation, of the new era. And, Reigns is just, he's seemingly been taking this all in stride, but he's also been calling out Cena for his hypocrisy. Whereas Cena, 5 years ago, called out The Rock for claiming that he was going to be coming back to WWE, only to leave again for movies, whereas Cena's more or less doing the same thing. He's been leaving for appearances in China. He's been leaving to do movie and TV projects, and then coming back, saying he'll always be committed to the WWE, where realistically we know John's time is winding up. So Reigns did make a good point. However, he did this when John wasn't around, when John was away over in China, overseas for WWE. So basically, Cena has been basically scorching Reigns on the mic, week after week after week.
How long has this been going on?
This has been going on for a few weeks now. John's basically called out Reigns on every single thing that's been wrong about Reigns' build-up or lack thereof for the last 3-4 years. The fact that he has a hard time kind of promo, the fact that he freezes up, the fact that he doesn't have as big a wrestling in-ring acumen, a moveset as others. I mean, pretty much every criticism that I or any fan, any wrestling critic, any analyst have lobbied against Reigns, Cena brought up. So, whereas I'm thinking WWE's intention was to get us to feel sorry for Reigns because someone at Cena's level is calling him out, I think it's actually backfired. I think if anything, it's only served to vindicate our criticisms about Roman Reigns.
Really?
Exactly.
I think it's 50-50.
No one has felt sorry for Reigns. Everyone, I mean, you hear the crowd cheering every single time Cena rails on Roman for anything. Like I said, for freezing up during a promo, for not being a good promo.
It's been nasty.
Exactly. He's been brutal.
Cena has been winning on the mic.
On the mic, yes. Now, as far as the match itself goes, a lot of people are worrying that Reigns is going to end up mailing this in. That he's not going to put forth the best effort. I don't think so. All right. One thing you can't doubt about Reigns is, much like Cena, his ability to put on a quality match. Reigns is very capable of doing that.
That's right.
All right. I'm not talking like HBK broomstick levels right here, but Reigns can put on a good match whether or not he's truly motivated. But in this case, I think he will. There's been a lot, like I said, there's been a lot of verbal fire exchange in this. There's been a lot of heat built up towards this match.
Agreed.
Now, I think it'll be a good match. I think it'll be a great match.
I agree.
I think so. Now, as far as the winner goes...
Yes, drum roll.
I got to go with Roman. I got to go with Roman on this. Now, do I think he's going to win clean? I don't think he's going to win clean, though. Now, because if you remember, the original setup was supposed to be John Cena versus Samoa Joe. Joe went down with a shoulder injury, actually about a little under 4 weeks ago, and it was estimated that he'd be back in 4 weeks' time. What's coming at the end of 4 weeks? This Sunday, No Mercy. So what do I think is going to happen? I think Joe's going to make a run in at some point. I think he's going to cost Cena the match. It's going to be for a perfectly good reason. How dare you ignore me? How dare you ignore the greater challenge of someone like me versus someone like Roman, who's never beaten me one-on-one? I mean, instead of going for the high-hanging fruit, he goes for the low-hanging fruit in Roman Reigns, in Joe's eyes. Mm-hmm. So Joe comes out, costs Cena the match. So it gives Roman a victory over Cena, and it leaves things open-ended between Cena and Reigns for later on, perhaps a rematch later down the line at WrestleMania.
Okay. So you're going with Reigns.
So I'm going with Reigns on this one.
All right. So I am very excited about this one and our last match. This is what's going to make No Mercy a great show.
I think it is. I think these two really help tie it all together. This one and then
the Lesnar-Strowman match, which we'll discuss after. I'm definitely going with Reigns on this one. I'm so sure of it. This is going to be my lock.
I thought so. You had the smile on your face.
Yeah. Cena's been winning on the mic, but Roman is going to win in the yard.
Where it matters.
That's it. I'm out. Lock.
All right.
Strong words from a strong champion. All right, Prakhar, you're next.
I am agreeing with both of them. Going with Reigns.
Going with Reigns.
Roman Reigns.
Mostly because they both know stuff.
You want to sing the song, Ken, a little bit?
Roman Reigns.
Because I'm going with Roman as well.
Wow. Could we have a clean sweep right here?
What do you think?
I'd say yes.
Nah, Greg went with Cena.
Greg went with Cena.
Really?
I'm surprised.
He thinks that because he can walk the walk, he can. I mean, talk the talk, he can walk the walk. So
everyone knows that, but I mean,
I don't know.
I think that's his idea. Is if he can win on the mic, well, he wants him to win in the ring, so that's what he's doing.
That's true. All right, so 4 for Roman and 1 for Cena. So if I'm recalling correctly, that makes 2 matches where it was 4-1 and Greg's been the one.
Yeah,
that's very well, like you said, we'll see where those 2 go. But here comes the big one. Here comes the magnum opus of No Mercy.
Here it comes. What is it, Ken?
It's the Universal Championship match. Braun Strowman challenging Brock Lesnar.
Impressive. I like that.
I can't do Paulie justice.
Why is the other guy in this picture too?
Well, yeah, that's Paulie right there.
Oh, yeah. Why is he in this picture?
Well, because he's Brock Lesnar's representative. He's his advocate. He's always at ringside.
Can Brock Lesnar not talk?
Oh, no. Lesnar speaks for himself with his suplexes and everything else. He does not speak on the mic.
He doesn't need to speak.
Yeah, Heyman can do the hard sell better than anyone. Like if you want Prakhar, have you ever get into wrestling like for promos? Anyone you should check out as far as promos go? Paul Heyman.
Okay.
He's the master.
All right. What's happening?
So this whole thing has been brewing since SummerSlam, where in the fatal 4-way match with including Lesnar, Strowman, Samoa Joe, and Roman Reigns, Lesnar barely made it out with his Universal Championship intact. Now, whereas he had no problem suplexing and F5ing Samoa Joe and Roman Reigns, it was a different story with one Braun Strowman. Lesnar couldn't suplex him. He couldn't F5 him. If anything, Strowman dominated Lesnar. Laid him out with 2 power slams through separate announce tables. Then the following night, where Lesnar and Heyman were bragging about his victory, out comes Strowman again, lays him out with another pair of power slams, and suddenly we find out the match has been signed. Braun Strowman, Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship, wherein for the first time since he arrived in WWE in 2002, Brock Lesnar is the underdog in a match involving him. And that's all can really be said about this, is the fact that Lesnar is the underdog in this. Strowman has been barreling through everyone. He's been dominating everyone in his path. Put Big Show, like 390-pound Big Show, through a steel cage.
The biggest of all the shows.
Exactly. Ended up separating his shoulder, causing back injury. Shows had to been going to surgery. We haven't heard from him since, which I'm sure has Greg just throwing fits.
He's angry.
Oh, he's very. Oh, you wouldn't like Greg Dolan when he's angry. But
it's like the Hulk.
I don't think even the Hulk could take Strowman at this point. But no, I mean, Strowman has basically just been dominating everyone. Strowman has been built, I said this for the last few weeks, Strowman has been slowly but surely built up as the most indomitable individual on Raw or in WWE, period. All right, he's been built up for the last 2 years as a dominant monster. He has steamrolled through everyone. He has steamrolled through Zayn, through Jericho, through Owens, through Lesnar, through Reigns, through Joe. Everyone that has stood in Braun's path, Braun has ultimately destroyed. This is a man who took an ambulance crash, point-blank ambulance crash, from Roman Reigns and walked off, bruised and bloodied, but walked off under his own power. This man has been built up as, no pun intended here in relation to Brock Lesnar, he's been built up as a beast, as a monster. And I think No Mercy is the time. I think this is it. Lesnar has, yes, he's the underdog in this, but he's gotten nothing on Strowman. He did actually suplex him. Strowman rolled right up and laid him out with another power slam. Lesnar has no answer to Braun, and I think that's it. I think Paul Heyman sees the writing on the wall. I think this is it for Lesnar, and I think it's time for Strowman. I'm going with Strowman to win the Universal title.
Strowman, you pick Strowman?
I am going with Strowman.
You already locked in, right, somewhere?
Oh, I already locked in early on. And
dude, I'm going to disagree with you on this.
You're going with Brock on this?
I'm going with Lesnar.
I love to hear the reasoning behind this one. Why are you going
Well,
with
because
Lesnar?
of the last few matches,
Well, they haven't even been matches. They've been fights.
the last few teaser fights.
Yeah, and Brock's lost every single time.
Exactly. That's why.
Okay, but at least with losing fights, the loser gets a modicum of offense. Lesnar's gotten zip. He got one suplex, and Strowman rolled right up from it.
Lesnar now has anger. Oh, yeah, and he wants revenge. And I think they're going to give it to us. And I'm going with Lesnar.
I don't know. I mean, you built up Strowman this far not to give him the championship. I think there's something wrong with that.
I don't know. All right, Prakhar, who do you got?
I think I'm going to agree with Julie on this one.
He's
Go with
going
Lesnar.
Brock.
Because I feel like if they've built up
Strowman
so much, then it would be a big deal if suddenly he loses, which makes sense.
I guess, but I mean, you're not going to have Lesnar around the rest of 2017. All right, Strowman's around every single day, every single week. All right, I'd rather.
Why
have
isn't
Yeah,
Lesnar
why
going to
isn't
be
Lesnar
around?
gonna be around?
Yeah, we're going to ask that.
Yeah, Lesnar's not always going to be around. Okay, he always has a limited number of appearances, and his 2017 appearances are just about dried up, as far as we know. We don't know. There haven't been any more scheduled appearances for Lesnar made the rest of 2017, so we don't know if he's going to be showing up the rest of them. I mean, can you really depend on someone like that?
Who knows?
Interesting.
So, I mean, would you rather have a champion that will always be around, or a part timer like Lesnar? And let's call it a spade. If Lesnar's a part timer, he's a very special attraction of a part timer, but he's still a part timer.
All right. So Greg is going to go with Brock Lesnar.
Oh boy,
He didn't leave an explanation.
I'm sure he didn't.
Nope. And Ken, since I don't want you on your own little island, I'll go with Strowman. So that way you get some kudos there.
If you want to go with Brock, I won't hold it against you.
No. I really think that's what's going to happen. I really think it's going to be Strowman's.
Strowman's.
I like to put some stress on different vowels.
Strowman.
All right. Well, Ken, you know what I just realized? I never made a lock.
You didn't.
No, and I have to look and see which one I want.
Yeah. Which one does the 8-ball say you should go with?
Which one? I'm going to go with Finn Balor as my lock.
You're going with Finn Balor? Alrighty.
No, I realize I never made a lock, and I don't like to do it on a main event. So.
Yeah, I don't see why Greg likes to. And that's like
All right, match time.
Match
all
time.
right, match time.
Wait,
All right, Strowman versus Lesnar.
Wait, yeah. Is this the?
Strowman versus Lesnar, I think they're building that up as the main event. That's
Okay.
like the piece de resistance. That's like the big one.
The big. Well, there's two kind of big ones. You can kind of take your pick.
I mean, yeah, you could say the same for Reigns and
You
Cena.
could literally say, I'm making the match this. It doesn't have to be the main event. You could literally say, we're going to make it the Cena Reigns one instead. It's whatever you want.
Well, it could be Cena Reigns. It could be okay. Well, I mean, then you have to go with two completely different match times.
Oh,
right?
so what's the last match?
What is the last match?
Well, again, we don't know that for certain. It could be Reigns versus Cena, or it could be, but it's more,
so
it's
we don't
more
know.
likely. It's more likely to be Braun versus Lesnar.
Should we ask the 8-ball and see what she thinks?
All right, let's ask the Magic 8-ball. Do we
Yes.
think the main event will be Strowman versus Lesnar?
All right. Do you think?
See.
My sources say no.
So
Ooh.
you really want to go with Reigns versus Cena?
That's what it picked, Ken. You can do
Yeah.
whatever you want. But honestly, I would pick this one that we're currently doing because it's the last one we did.
Strowman versus.
Yeah.
Sounds easier.
All right, so yeah, let's go with Strowman versus Lesnar.
All right, Ken.
All right, so if I had to pick,
Fire away.
So actually, you know what? We'll start with the Queen of Pay-Per-View.
Queen of
So Miss
That
Julie,
is you.
if you please.
Yes. Oh, hello. Thank you. I'm going to go with. I think this is going to be. I'm thinking it's going to be the Strowman match. I think this is going to be a violent match, throwing each other on the announcer tables. I think this is going to go on for. I'm feeling 16 minutes and 36 seconds.
Wow. Actually pretty close to what I was thinking.
Really?
I'm-
See,
I'm-
we
no,
are
I'm-
connected.
Ah!
All right, Big
right.
Four, you're up next.
All right. No, Nick, you got the mic.
Looks like makes sense.
Excuse me. Fine. 1 second, because I really think that it's gonna be low. So 1 second. How is 1.02 seconds?
Oh,
1.02.
not this again.
It's 1 second.
1 second. All right.
1.02.
All right, Prakhar.
I think 10 minutes and 43 seconds.
Oh, you think it's gonna be a short match?
Sounds
then?
good, yeah.
I
picked
gotta
1
agree with you guys. I think this is gonna be a really quick, brutal
Yeah.
match.
A brutal, like blood.
They're
like
gonna
a
be they're
bloodlust,
gonna be hitting hard from the get go, right? There's not
This-
gonna be any lockups. There's not gonna be any exchanges right here. This is just
No.
gonna be
maybe like the first little bit, but that's about
like
it.
after that, it's just gonna be like tearing the house down.
Yeah, like from what I've heard, it's just like they both are very violent, quick fighters. So
All right.
I
So
feel like somebody gets suplex in early.
This is the tricky one. I'm gonna go a little above Julie. I don't think it's gonna go to full 20 minutes, but I think they'll still get a decent amount of time. I'm gonna go 17 minutes 35 seconds.
Oh, wow.
Wait, really?
That's a pretty long time.
17:35.
17:35.
Greg texted me. His was 17:20.
Wow, that's cutting it close. Wow. That should be that will be interesting. That would be interesting if it comes down to me and Greg. Like that's a nail biter.
I feel like I was smart with the 1 seconder, just in case
Yeah.
it's really quick.
I feel like it'd be more interesting if it comes to me and Nick.
Yeah.
Because then...
Bum bum bum.
As long as
Anything-
as long as it's
Oh, God, no.
underneath 10:46.
Well,
we're tied.
that would mean Prakhar would have. Well, I mean,
He's
Prakhar.
here.
That means you have to be
Yeah,
a
yeah,
regular on the show. You know that.
Don't you
I
win
mean,
once,
we'd have to go to tiebreaker for that, though.
and then it's a fight to the death.
Yeah.
Saying if you win, you'd have to become a regular on the
Oh,
show.
God, that's hard.
He is school and
Do
stuff.
it.
What do you watch on Monday night? What do you watch on Monday nights?
Monday nights.
Do you watch TV on Monday nights?
Of course.
What do you watch?
The Late Show.
The Late Show.
Yeah.
That's on late.
Late.
Well, Raw's on at 8 o'clock on Mondays.
No. Well, yeah, that's not that bad.
And on Tuesday, SmackDown's on at 8 o'clock on USA Network.
That's not too bad.
So if
Free
you win-
advertising.
If you win, you have to do your homework
Ah,
on Monday
jeez.
and Tuesday nights.
Right.
Okay.
All right. Keep your schedule open, Prakhar,
No.
just in case.
When it's football season, I watch Monday Night Football on Monday night. Sorry, but when it's not, I won't even say this, Ken. I don't even have cable at my house, so
You poor thing. All right, so that is all. We are all set. We are all locked in for this Sunday. No Mercy. Goes without saying, but I think I'll say it anyway. All right, we start our live pay-per-view coverage with the kickoff show, with WWE's kickoff match. We'll be starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on thewrestlingconnection.com. Go to thewrestlingconnection.com. Go to the pay-per-preview section, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to keep up to date with all of your live pay-per-view coverage of Raw's No Mercy pay-per-view. View.
nice. I like it.
Thank you.
Very
All right.
fancy.
So, all right. So, like I said, stay tuned to that for that Sunday. In the meantime, stay tuned later on today, where we will have our entire prediction show posted online on both Bedford TV's YouTube page and the Wrestling Connections YouTube page. Just type in youtube.com/The Wrestling Connection and check out the latest episode of The Wrestling Connection, as well as on Bedford TV's YouTube channel.
Yes.
Catch it live. All right. So in the meantime, though, I'd like to thank Nick and Julie, and I'd also like to thank Prakhar for joining in today. Prakhar, welcome to the show. Welcome to the madness, and good luck this Sunday.
Yeah.
All right. So in the meantime, though, I will see you all this Sunday and next Friday for our pay-per-review show for No Mercy. But in the meantime, though, remember, as always, to be connected, get connected, stay connected. See you all this Sunday.
Recognize.
There you go. Had to play it. All
Of
right,
course.
Ken. Sing us home, baby.
I've heard it too many times to ignore it. It's some things that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it, the wrestling connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. La da da